Well, I'm here with the legend. I'm on a pilgrimage. I'm here to bring Uncle G to the masses, right? And this is Grant Cardone. I'm here in Miami, Florida, meeting the one, the only. Thank you for joining me, Grant.
When people say, "Hey, the one and only," what like I think that's partial compliment.
Yeah.
And
the partial dig.
Yeah. What do you think people mean? I've always wanted to ask that question, David.
Yeah, to me it means like the man that I look at for sales training, right? And motivation. Read all your books. 10X is the best one that I like. Yeah. And I think for me, I think it's there's no one else like you that I've seen.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that could be good. That could be good, but you could take that bad.
Could be the other thing. So when people think about me, this is really good for me to get this input. Is it just sales they think about, or is there some other categories that they would drop me in and say Grant Cardone is?
From what I've heard is sales, and what I'm trying to do is I talk to our audience is mostly entrepreneurs, high-tech execs, and when I mention Grant, they think Grant just a sales guy, sales guy. And what I'm trying to do by coming down here is bring you to that audience that we have and tell you Grant's not just a sales guy. He's a motivational guy. He's an entrepreneur. He's someone that we look at to get ourselves fired up.
Yeah. So when I look at what we do here, I spend probably 80% of my time on marketing and promotion. Yeah. Like I hear a lot of people talking right now, like, dude, you are killing
it,
the market in marketing and promotion. And I just finished spending 3 days with a bunch of entrepreneurs here in Miami. And I was like, look, I became aware after doing stages, speaking to groups, working with businesses, the business cycle is senior to the sales cycle. Like you have to spend time on the marketing and promotion in order to get the phone to ring. But a lot of people spend money on the marketing and then they abandon the phone or abandon the door-to-door or abandon the direct contact or abandon their e-commerce. Like I'm in there right now. I was late for this meeting because I have 56 people on a particular website right now and I want to communicate with them right now in real time. And so what we're doing today, really we spend most of our time marketing, promotion, Facebook, Instagram, all the changes that are going on there, attacking Facebook when they throttle us.
And that's the genius that people don't see, which is they think about you as a sales guy. And my audience is a lot of marketers. And I come from, I built marketing software for a long time. And I say, when I went to the 10X Growth Conf, I was like, this guy's a marketing genius. Yeah. Right? Because I'm in the endless funnel. This funnel don't end.
Yeah, exactly. So, Russell Brunson did $3.3 million there on an hour and a half presentation. And everybody's like, oh my God, Russell Brunson did. Just remember this, okay? Russell Brunson didn't do $3.3 million of ClickFunnels in a ClickFunnel.
No.
He did it on a stage.
Yeah.
So you got to look back and say, how did Cardone get 9,318 people in a room that only fits 9,000?
Yep.
We sold 9,318 tickets to an event that only had 9,000. So we oversold the event. We oversell every one of our events. That's marketing and promotion. That's filling up the room. That's doing what it takes, whether it's rocks, sticks, what do they call it? What are all these big words they use on algorithms?
Algorithms, yeah.
Shifting with the rhythms and the algorithms. Again, you got to go back to promote, market, then sell. And I had it backwards most of my career. I focused on the selling. Face-to-face, the follow-up, the push, the close, the things that Brian Tracy and Tom Hopkins taught for years, and I really admire what those guys did. But the game is changing now.
The game's fundamentally changing. This is what I talk about all the time. If you want to build a business, now we're living in a world of infinite supply. I don't care if you're building planes, you're building software, services, whatever. I got infinite choices now. So now those prospects on the other side are in control, right? And so how do we get to them in a way, the fastest path that you can? You were talking about getting people to your website, right? By doing all that marketing. Now you got to convert them on your website. That's what we do at Drift, right? That's what we do, right? A lot of these companies using support chat and all this kind of stuff, not built for sales team. And we say the thing that marketing has forgotten is that if you have a sales team, no sales ever going to happen until we have a conversation.
That's right.
So I don't care about clicks, impressions, hits, whatever. We care about how many conversations are we having, because no sales are ever going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and so the marketing side is the part I think people don't really get. And building that brand, and you want them. I think the thing that I saw with the Russell thing at 10X was he did an amazing job up there. He used some good stuff, but that audience was primed. You already brought that audience in. They were ready to buy.
I've already, yeah, and some are not. Some need to be tweaked and pushed and prodded and offered and stacked but you still have to get them to the room. There has to be the engagement, and whether that engagement is taking place at Amazon with a pair of Nikes. The conversation's been had about Nike for 20 years. Amazon's just reaping the rewards of all the work that Nike did. So you still have to have brand influence in the market. People still have to know you. Obscurity is still the biggest challenge. Because if I don't know David, I don't know Grant, or I don't know you, I'm not going to do business with you.
And that's the thing, that when I heard you say that obscurity is your biggest challenge, and I saw that in an old video, I was like, this is it. Because this is the thing I think about the most right now, which is like in this infinite supply world, how do you stand out? How do you build a brand, right? Because we disproportionately spend our money in places that make us feel
familiar.
Good. I'm familiar with that place.
And by the way, the old saying was people buy from people they like. Truth is, people buy from people they know. And where it's convenient. So this is 3 blocks. I can walk to this joint right here. So a lot of you are like, you ought to be a spokesman for Starbucks. No, they were smart putting that office there. So when I buy real estate, I'm looking for Starbucks. Why? There's affluent people moving in and 100%. Out that have disposable income. Maybe they're not affluent, but we know they're spending money. They're spending stupid money. And so you want to be known. You want to keep being known, because obscurity the second definition of obscurity is, I know you but forgot you. I recognize you but forgot you. I knew you did that. I knew you sold cars, but when I went to buy my BMW, I forgot David was my guy. So you fell out of obscurity. That's why Starbucks spends money on advertising, promotion, and location. Location. So I'm convenient so that you can dispose money with me.
When did you discover marketing? Like, when did you flip the switch and say, I'm going to build a brand?
When I was writing the 10X rule, I realized, oh my God, man, you can't scale if nobody knows you. And I was brought up in a poor family.
Me too.
And it wasn't that we didn't have food. We weren't that kind of poor. We were this kind of poor. We didn't know where new money came from. And if you don't know where new money comes from, you're scared. It's kind of a scared poor. You have a little bit of money. My dad left my mom probably with $100 grand when she was, I guess my dad was 52, so she must have been 48. When my
Sounds
mom,
like a lot of money.
100 grand, yeah, but you got 5 kids to raise. And you don't know how long it's going to last. And you got to put them in college. You got to put 5 kids through college. You got to feed 5 kids. You got to get 5 kids cars, clothes, school, etc. Health broken, knees break and things go wrong. So I think my mom died when she died at 98. I think she was 98, 96. I think she had the same 100.
Just kept it?
Dude, every day she's just keeping it, clipping coupons. Unbelievable. She did an unbelievable job. But the point is, like, you can't be scared and go get money. You can't do both things, right? So today, by the way, my mom lived in an era where she was earning 10 and 12% at the bank.
That's gone.
Today, that's 0.5%. So it would take 144 years if the money was compounded to earn the same money that my mom was earning.
What do you say to people? Because I hear this all the time now.
Let me just say this, because what happened was, because of that mentality I was brought up with, when I started my business, I'd get money and I'd save it. I'd get money and I'd save it. I'd get money and I'd save it. And I didn't spend money in marketing and branding. So when I was writing the 10X rule, I'm like, dude, why am I not bigger than I've been busting my ass, working so hard. I've been pushing and shoving. I have the best products of anybody in my space. I know I have the biggest platform of products and the best products. Why are other guys kicking my ass? And I'm like, dude, you haven't reinvested the money in marketing and branding, right? I was not spending money. I look at the mattress guy in Boston. I look at the car dealer in Boston. Herb Chambers outspends everybody.
Crushes.
The mattress guy outspends everybody. The my pillow guy on TV, he who knows what he spends? He might spend $100 million a year in advertising to get $1 billion. And I'm like, oh my God, dumb. You didn't market and you didn't advertise. So this month we'll spend probably $1 million on
advertising.
Yeah.
Not counting this, right? Because this
not
is
counting not counting any organic. So I do 7 shows a week. That you're right. We should actually say, hey, that was advertising. So you just woke me up to something, because the organic, if I'm spending $1 million on actual ads, I guarantee you, what do y'all think I spend in energy? Sweat equity.
10 million?
I'll bet you I'm laying down
At least 115 hours a week.
150. You know, we're doing 7 shows every week during the day, and probably another 4 shows at night.
Yeah.
Like I'll do one at 7 o'clock tonight, completely free to an audience, to build audience. So,
And what do you say to people now that look at you? Because I hear this sometimes. Grant, it's easy for you.
Yeah.
It's easy for you.
Yeah,
Even though you told us that
you
story.
talk to people, you know how to talk to people. You know, I remember when I did my first Periscope video, live stream.
Yeah.
Periscope's not around anymore. I mean, I guess it is. It was
Inside
Meerkat
Twitter.
before that.
Yep.
And I remember when I turned that thing on, dude, and there was like 3 people there. And I'm like, okay, what do I say? I remember when I did my first Fox TV interview.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I was on stage. I remember the first time I was in front of a customer trying to sell a jacket. Dude, I'm terrified all the time.
Yeah.
It's not easy for me. So none of this is easy for me. What I don't do, though, is I know one thing doesn't do anything. Like it's frequency. This is back to that 10X thing. You're not going to get great at anything. My wife puts on her makeup and she does her deal and she edits it and she fixes it and she fixes it again, fix it again, fix it again. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, it just didn't look good, didn't sound right. I'm like, it don't matter.
Yeah.
We live in a planet. You brought up abundance.
Yep.
We live in a planet where the number of transmissions every second are so massive that anything you do will not be seen. How many times do I say around here, guys, nobody saw that? Oh man, that video, 60,000 people saw it. Nobody saw it. Even the people that saw it didn't see it. What do you mean? They didn't see it. They saw it, but they don't know what it meant. Okay. I can't tell you how many times I bought the same book running through an airport. Picked up a book. What's his name? Flynn, that writes those Black Ops books. He's not alive anymore. Not Larry Flynn. No, that's the damn porn dude, man.
No, that.
You know who I'm talking about.
I'm talking. No, Clancy. Oh,
Not
no, the other one.
Clancy,
The Flynn. Yeah. Vince Flynn.
Vince Flynn. But
Vince
he's
Flynn.
dead now. But Vince Flynn, I'll bet you his 3rd book I bought 3 times. They changed the cover.
Yeah.
The name was the same.
Yeah.
But every time I was drawn to the name of the book because they kept putting it out there, I kept buying the book, right? And I didn't realize until like the 2nd or 3rd chapter, I think I read this. The point is, people, you forget.
Yeah.
Everybody has a product at their house, probably 2 or 3 of them. You're like, man, how did I end up with 2 or 3 of these? I don't need them.
Yeah.
So people need to repeat. And frequency is the way to greatness. So most people are out there, they're doing something, but you don't do enough.
I learned that the hard way. I used to think like, I can't put the same message on the 2 different channels, right? Because I'm saying the same thing. I'm probably boring people.
Yeah, because a lot of guys went out there, a lot of social media experts said, don't do it.
Exactly. And then what you figure out is, hey, those are totally different people. And even if they're the same people, they don't even remember.
They don't remember they saw it, or they missed it. The old thing about, hey, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody heard it, did it actually fall or did it make noise or whatever?
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't read my email, did I actually send it out? Right? If they hit delete, by the way, delete is the new unsubscribe.
Yep.
There is no unsubscribe anymore.
Yeah, just delete, mass
They're like,
delete.
it's easier just to delete, right? So if you didn't read it, did you see it? Was the communication completed?
Yep.
So I could send that same transmission again, or I could post it. The same thing, multi-purpose, the same thing on Facebook as text, or I could create a video around that. Yeah. So that's one way that people could start like multiplying their content line.
Yeah, and I had just that realization even about email recently, which is I built email software for tens of thousands of businesses in my history. And then I'm like, wait a second, all we're tracking is opens and, whether someone read whether they opened the email or not, or whether we sent the email. And I'm like, we're not tracking. Did they reply to the email? I need a reply to the email. I need some interaction with the email. I need something, to see that they're engaged. Because otherwise, I'm just tracking hits and clicks. Like, the whole thing doesn't work. I need a conversation to happen in order for something to happen from a sales standpoint.
We fail there. Like that's good getting that input from you. And that's why these events that you're doing are so important, so people can ask questions about, well, I'm sending out 2 emails a week, and I'm not getting anything back. And, that's why conferences where people can ask questions is so vital, because first of all, the landscape's changing. The ideas are changing. What people said you should do years ago is changing.
Totally.
And so.
But that back and forth is important. I went to the 10X Growth Conference. It was amazing.
Yeah,
but one of the most valuable things that happened was at the club that night, I did some role play with Bonin. one of your sales guys, and another one of your sales guys, and he was saying how you guys do role play every day. But that interaction, that was priceless. And so I sent our head of sales down to your 3-day boot camp.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
you like that?
He loved it.
See, so we went from 9,300 people down to 250 people, and then we're able to really dig into the processes and
training.
Yeah, you're going to see the 10X Growth Conference is going to take more of that on.
Oh yeah, for the next one.
Yeah.
And is it going to be in Vegas again? Or you're not saying?
Well, we're going to have the goal is we're going to do one big event a year.
Yeah.
But we're going to probably take 10X Growth Conference to cities. So we'll come to Boston.
Yeah. Roadshow. We used to do a smaller version like that. But I was telling my guys, so we're going to do the Hypergrowth Conference. I'm psyched. It's in Boston. But I'm like, man, this is small now. We're only getting 4,500 people. Grant got over 9,000.
Is that what you're going to have?
Yeah, 4,500.
Yeah, that's a big audience, though, man.
And then we're doing another, 4,500 sales executives.
You see, when you get that many people together, you actually have a chance of meeting the right people.
It doesn't feel like 9,000 like you had, though.
Well, it's not. It's not going to be 9,000. Let me tell you, there's a big difference between 4,500 and 9,000 people.
Yeah, big difference.
I
felt it in that arena.
This last event that we did, it's so easy to do 250 people now. Like literally, I could touch every person.
Yeah.
At that big event that we did in Vegas, I mean, we had at any given time we had 250 people in the restaurant.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, if you could recommend one book, that's not your book.
Yeah.
I recommend all of Grant's books, but if one book, what would it be? For these
one
people?
Book?
Yeah.
Well, I would read all. I would not read one book. I would not read any one book.
I like that.
I would read an entire author. So I would read deep on people. Like if I'm going to read Bob, I'm going to read everything Bob's ever done. If Bob's written one book, I'm not going to read Bob at all.
Yep.
Because Bob doesn't have anything to offer, or he does, but he wants to keep it a secret, and that's why he didn't take the time to write it. So the other thing is I would just study people more, their whole life, not just a part of their life.
Amen. Yeah, that's what we do.
And I think right now we're living in a time where people are studying too many people, too many mentors, too much conflict, too many contradictions. If you study me and Dave Ramsey on money, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to know which one.
You'll be paralyzed.
Yeah, because Dave's not going to buy a jet. Okay, and I'm going to tell you should get yourself in a position where you can buy a jet so you can bring your family, so you can homeschool them, so you can travel around the world and meet customers and expand your brand. Because the fuel, a buddy of mine asked me, he said, hey, what's the fuel in that plane cost? I said, I've never calculated it. And he's like, why wouldn't you calculate it? I said, because the plane's no good without the fuel. And I can only make so much money in my office. I can only expand my brand so much on Facebook.
Yep.
Because when Facebook throttles me, and they will.
And they will. 100%.
Okay, because I mean, Mark was in front of the Congress yesterday, and he's like, "If it's free, how do you guys make money?" And he says, "Ads." Okay, and he's like, we're connecting the world. The truth is, Facebook does not connect the world. They force you to spend money to communicate to an audience you built. So, if you want to communicate to that audience. Look, I've spent a lot of money with Facebook. I don't have any heartache with them. I understand they got a business to run. I got a business to run. I don't want to be I don't want to be victimized by one outlet that may or may not be there tomorrow. They reach 2 billion people. They're probably going to be in business a long time. I appreciate what they do, but I don't want to be dependent upon that one thing. So this little thing right here can get me other places. It can get me back to that thing you said. So when I fly into Bulgaria, and I can actually look somebody in the eye and meet them. Oh, you're just like I see you on the live streams on Facebook.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Well, that's a different conversation now. Something different is happening than they saw me on Facebook. So I'm going to use Facebook until I can make that direct contact with somebody. Because when I can make that direct contact, something happens. The other thing that we're doing here that I don't know that anybody's ever done is. Our goal is not to sell somebody a book. My goal is to get somebody on my book or a program or Cardone University with the goal that they become an investor with me in my real estate. Because I know the people that I send money to every month, I have the allegiance. When you send somebody a check every month, they won't talk you up. They won't be like, man, Grant's the best. They'll fight for you. They'll defend you in public, okay? So when somebody starts attacking me, and right? And I've been sending another guy, Johnny, money every month. Johnny gets money. Johnny, I don't mean because he works for me. I mean because he invested in the company, right? When he gets a check every month, he's like, "Hey man, don't talk about my man GC like that."
He's sending checks.
You're cutting off a line. You're challenging a line. So we really want to take somebody that's broke, get them in a position where they have money, then get them in a position where they're qualified to be an investor, then put them in a position where they can keep paying attention to what got them there, invest that money, and I can send them checks every month out of the real estate.
And that's what I want to do. I want to do a master class on Grant Cardone's funnel because it's an endless funnel. Right? It's like get someone in. When I went to the Growth Conf, and I had already bought the books, and I go into the Growth Conf, I sign up, and then I'm like, wow, I just paid to get into the funnel. This is amazing, right? From a marketing standpoint, right? And to build a relationship. It's not just a funnel, it's building a relationship. Now I want to see, can Grant speak at Hypergrowth? Okay, further down the funnel. We need to train our sales guys. I'll talk to Grant, right? Whatever it is, I'm going to be thinking of Grant because I started that relationship. And people don't think about that. They think of like one transaction and then it's done.
And the more products that a person transacts with me, like when we study the people that love us, it's the people that are immersed in the product line. Not people that dabble. The people that dabble with me are the people I get the biggest criticisms from. So like these free shows we do every day. I had a guy the other day claiming I'm some bad guy and I don't like Indians because I made a comment about turmeric because I'm using turmeric right now to handle some pain I got in my shoulder. And I'm like, how did we get there, bro? You know how we got there? Because he's never spent any money with me.
Exactly.
Because he's a dabbler. Because he's a consumer. He consumes the energy of the organization.
He doesn't give back.
And there is no exchange. So he feels that exchange. So he looks for a reason to condemn me. So the point of that whole thing is like, if you want good customers, it is not the people that you lower the price.
No.
Or even the people that you give more service to. It is the people that you saturate with your content. Apple, Starbucks, Facebook to a degree.
Totally. Amazon's a perfect example of this. Look at all the products that Amazon. Look at all the products Bezos has built, right? A lot of them he's been able to build because he's had that relationship. Just so like you said, they're sending him money every month. They're sending him the Prime. They're buying everything from him.
People might condemn Amazon. They'll be like, "Hey, man, I spent too much money there." But they're like, but the problem with that conversation is, I bought Nike, I bought Adidas, I bought Bloomingdale's, I bought Macy's, I bought whatever, the Boss shirt, I went to and got all these different things, and so I'm not sure I want to blame Amazon because they just made it easier for me to purchase something.
Way easier,
And by the way, if I'm going to say Amazon's the bad guy, I'm kind of fighting against my own behavior now. Like I'm kind of condemning my own idiocy. So again, product immersion, service immersion is the ultimate way to customer satisfaction.
In the old days, they used to call this in sales surround the account, right? Like surround the account. But now it's not just surrounding the account for the sale, it's surrounding the account for the life, right, of the customer. Right?
Exactly.
And be there to serve them over and over and over.
Because the more they repeat that behavior, the better they're going to feel about the behavior. And the people that dabble with you, you get a free trial, like the free trial thing. Everybody's tried it. Fails miserably.
Every time,
Almost every person I ever talked to says, "Yeah, we did the trial, it didn't work." People still recommend the free trial.
There's no commitment in that.
So like the 10X Growth Conference, the reason the conference worked, the reason first we sell every event I've ever done is sold out. That once we took charge of from the promoter. Because we don't do it for free.
And your own team does that.
So. We took it in-house. Okay, I've done the other thing. I've been in the speaking, the seminar business for 30 years. The first 20 years of my career, that's all we did. That was the product, to go out and speak. I had a promotional company do it. Most of them didn't sell out, not even close. We took it over. We oversold the 10X Growth Conference. We oversold the boot camp. We oversold the Delano out here just north of where I am. So 2,200 tickets in 77 days. Everybody said you can't do that in 77 days. And number one, we don't give the tickets away. Two, all events are profitable from the get-go. I don't need to put people in a room. See, why would I want to put people that got something free and then I'm forced to sell them to try to make it up on the back end, and everybody can feel that.
And the free people usually don't show.
They don't show. Like the 2-for-1, we did a 2-for-1. Some guys asked me to do the 2-for-1. We did a 2-for-1. We sold, I don't know, 1,000 tickets. 1,000. Now we gave 1,000 seats away.
Yep.
And guess what? We didn't put in there, if you don't redeem this seat with a name, then this is a big mistake we made.
Yep.
We were about 15 days out from our growth conference. I said, pull up all those free seats. And they're like, oh, we got 823 free seats or whatever. And I'm like, sell them.
Yep.
And they're like, they're sold. If they don't have a name, dude,
Sell
them. Because those people are not going to show up. So the free trials don't work. And again, we can spend some time on this in Boston. How much time do I have there?
In Boston?
Yeah.
I think it's 18 minutes, so it's short.
18 minutes?
Yeah. I think so.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe we'll go longer. I don't know.
Dude, what are you doing? What am I doing there for 18 minutes? Hey.
Yeah. Hello. No, I'll check on that. It might be you're keynoting, so it'll probably be longer than that. But for the other people, we have them pretty short, 18 to 20 minutes.
It's ridiculous.
Redunculous.
So the point of that is how do you get a good audience? You don't get a good audience doing anything for free. We buy real estate. I don't buy Section 8 real estate for a reason. I don't want to be in business with the government. I already do too much with the government. I don't need to do more with them. So look, man, I can't wait to be in Boston at your event.
Yeah, can't wait to have you at Hypergrowth. Thank you for doing this, Grant.
Yep,
and I want everyone here listening to go out, check out Grant. He's not only about sales, he's about motivation. He's about growth.
I just dabble. I'm a dabbler.
He's hypergrowth.
I dabble in marketing. I dabble in social media. I dabble in business, and I dabble a little bit in real estate.
That's what dabbling looks like. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
all right. Thank you.
Thanks.